right, and we should be live. So, welcome back, everybody. After I hope everyone's had a good Easter weekend, or if you don't celebrate, I hope you've had a good weekend. Just going to ping the Discord as per usual, and we'll get started. So today's stream, I'm happy to finally announce, will be the first React stream. So hopefully, it's taken us 55 days to get here, but I'm looking forward to getting this started, and it should be a lot of fun. Oh yeah, I'm missing the rain sounds. Let me get those playing. There we go. That should be good. Audio levels should be good. And yeah, so we're gonna go through this, kind of get started, read a bit of the documentation, and we'll go through the lessons. So let's get started. So at the end of the day, React is vanilla JavaScript. I might actually just, for sake of completeness, I might write some notes on the side just to have. Just so that we, have a reference. We also incorporate interactive examples via Code Sandbox. Interesting. As always, we'll preface by saying that learning a new technology can be frustrating. As you work through these lessons, you'll see and realize how convenient React can be in front-end development, I'm sure. It was good, MKM. It was relaxing. It was relaxing, but also it was a lot of travel. Hello, iFex. How's it going? But yeah, no, it was a lot of travel. Drove back home today. It was a long way, but, glad to be back. And yeah, so I hope your weekend was good as well. It's always good to see family. Remember that the to-do list projects in React will typically take less time to build the core functionality. Yes. Good. All right. So yeah, I'm going to be going through documentation for the next probably 20 minutes or so while I get accustomed to React, and then I'll be setting up my first React project. So yeah, that's kind of the plan for stream, and just get through as much as I feel like I can. I'm not going to push it tonight. I'm probably just going to do five Pomodoro sessions. So like 2.5 hours. Because I did drive like over 5 hours today. So, long time in the car for sure. So that's the one unfortunate thing about Canada is it's a very big country. So everything's very far apart from everything else. Or at least it can be, depending on where you live. So. Wait, hold on. Just gonna JS library. Collection of pre-written code that's designed And there's the difference between that and a framework. You can drive 5 hours in Europe and go through 3 countries. Exactly. No, I drove 5 hours and stayed in the same province. Actually, fun fact, you can drive for almost 24 hours and be in the same province. Straight. Depending on which province you're in. Yeah, it is colossally huge. Like, to get from one end of the country to the other by car, if you went straight, it would take you 2.5 days. Straight. No breaks. Like, that's continuous driving. With breaks, it would take about 5 to 6 days. I had a friend that actually drove from east to west across Canada, from Nova Scotia all the way to British Columbia. And that took him about a week. He was taking his time a little bit, but still, he was putting in like 8-hour days of driving, and it took like 8 days. So it's insane, really. Yeah. I don't mind the drive though, because the good news is because it's so huge, traffic generally, unless you're in a city, is pretty. There's not traffic; it doesn't exist. So you just kind of are always moving. So it's that's, I guess, a benefit of it. So I'll just reasons to learn React. Components are reusable, which I think I already kind of know that. Yo, Jay, how's it going? I hope you had a great weekend, my friend. Yo, Anime. Nice to see you. But yeah, we're just starting out with React. I'm going to go through a bit of documentation just to start. And then I think the lesson after this one is setting up a React environment. So that'll be fun. I'm finally on React, yes. I am. Yes, my weekend was great, Jay. Other than the driving. I had to drive, I was just telling chat that I drove 5 hours today, which was quite a while, but... Oh, Watch Life Below Zero and Up North is pretty much untouched wilderness? Yeah. Yep. npm install React at React. Or at latest, yeah. That's fair. But I'm going to go through, what the lesson says. You absolutely hate driving? I hear you. I have to be in the right mood for it. Good news is, as I was saying earlier, Canada is a really big country. Especially a lot of areas aren't as populated, so there's like no traffic unless you're around a city. So at least there's none of that to deal with. Not gonna lie, you might just do JS and CSS walkthrough like you. Nice, Anime. You should. Absolutely. I would definitely recommend it. Yeah. Frameworks make your code easily scalable, more readable, and possibly 1,000 times more efficient. Yes. So I've heard. Listening to music and driving through nature can be so relaxing. I agree. I literally just put on, I rotate between either a podcast, usually like true crime or something, and true crime, or maybe like some internet culture podcast or something, or science related podcasts, or just music. So I get kind of bored pretty easily, because that's the thing. There's a lot of nature, but there's also like a lot of nature, so it's kind of boring. Like there's not that much to see other than just like trees and hills, and which is beautiful in its own way, but it gets kind of repetitive, I guess. So anyway, There we go. So I think that's good. Let's go to the React website. So what does it want us to do here? Don't go too in depth. Introduction homepage. Yeah, this is kind of like what I remember from what I've seen of React is like you have basically functions that return like I think it's JSX or whatever it is, but it's like HTML and JavaScript in one, and it's kind of like that's what the component is, or at least that's what I recall learning. Is documentation the most boring part? Yeah, probably, but it's also really important. Just to like get a grasp of what I'm, working with before I just jump right in, or else I'll be completely blind, right? So I don't know that I do all of it. I do the documentation, I do the project building, because I like to have that solid understanding, or at least a glance of an understanding before I jump into building stuff. React is learning programming. Learning React is learning programming. Yeah, okay. Yeah, see, this is nice, because then you don't have to worry about, like, there's no nonsense with, like, event listeners to change text and shit, right? You can just do it, like, right inside of this function, and then it just works. JSX, yeah. Are you going to use TypeScript instead? Yeah, I plan to, Jay. I plan to. React components receive data and return what should appear on the screen. You can pass the new data in response to interaction, like when the user types in an input. Okay. Interesting. Go full stack with a framework. Oh, React is a library. Interesting. But then the full stack, the React framework is next. Okay. Okay, so the framework is like by default a full stack thing. I didn't know that. Yeah, no, I'm not doing. I learned TypeScript for a reason, Jay. Like I plan on sticking with TypeScript. Like I don't ever see myself going back to JavaScript, honestly. Unless there's like a new version or new compiled version of JavaScript that's better than TypeScript that comes out in the future. Like, because I know before TypeScript, there was a thing called CoffeeScript. I don't know how popular it was, but I heard it was a thing. I recall a friend telling me about it. But like there have been JavaScript alternatives for probably what, like 15 years maybe? I don't know. So anyway, React is also an architecture. Frameworks that implement it let you fetch data and asynchronous components that run on the server. Interesting. People love web and native apps. React lets you do both. It was, but that was before your time developing. Yeah, that's fair. I've only heard of it. I've never used it or anything, but I think it was a similar idea, where it was like statically typed, or at least it was compiled or something like that. I don't remember exactly. Upgrade when the future is ready. I mean, calling React the future is a little funny. I feel like, because I've heard of it for like, how long has React existed? Like over a decade, right? So a new home for React hosted by the Linux Foundation. Interesting. All right, so I think that's good. Went through the home page. See what the learn React is here. Oh, okay. So we could also use this as a resource as well, right? So I'm gonna save this to a React React folder so that I have it as a reference, because this is gonna be probably useful as well. I could follow that tutorial at some point maybe. Glance at this article which outlines the history of React. Okay, sure. I'm just gonna like skim this because it's not a big deal. The appearance of React dramatically widened the opportunities. Did Biome ever load for me? Let's try it actually now. It's still doing the same thing. I wonder if it's a... Is it a country thing, I wonder? Like, let me actually... You know what? Let me check if it loads on my phone. Yes, it does load on my phone. I can confirm it loads on my phone. So I don't know what the hell is going on. But yeah, no, it's on my phone here. So no. I have no idea why it's not loading on my computer. But anyway, I don't think I need to fuss with that today, but I will, because it's just like an extension, right? Can I just like not just install it in VS Code? Or something? Like, isn't it just like for formatting? I recall you mentioning that's what it was about. Oh, there's configuration. Oh, I see. Okay. Let's see. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Back in 2011. Oh, yeah, it was Meta, right? Facebook? Yeah. They need to put something about user experience. React in 2015. So, interesting. This isn't loading. 2010. So it looks like it didn't really start with until 2015. Interesting. Yeah, and I still don't know what GraphQL is. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to go through all this. I'll just kind of do a cursory glance here. Yeah, XHP. Okay. Facebook ads became hard to manage. Man, so they developed this just because the people purchasing ads needed... they couldn't keep up with the amount of ads they were getting, right? Damn, that's unfortunate. Yeah, of course, Instagram was acquired. I knew they were, but that's pretty early. I thought Instagram was later. I thought Instagram was acquired by Facebook after 2012. Because I think, I don't know. I think I've had Instagram since maybe 2014 or something. So I thought it was, I didn't know it was already owned by Facebook at that point. Interesting. Okay, React gets open source. Okay, so it was 2013. Okay. React and JSX available in Python applications. Okay. Oh yeah, Atom. I remember that. That was like a text editor. Yeah, I remember Atom. React hot loader. Interesting. use Atom when you're first learning? Yeah, I recall people using it. The 2013 internet was 3 times better. Yeah, I believe it. Honestly, the internet like pre 2022 even, like pre AI, you know. I was like 12 in 2013, so I mean, I wasn't old enough to appreciate what I had, you know. So I mean, and I also wasn't really a programmer either. So that's unfortunate. You know, I was born too late to to properly appreciate all of these things. I mean, if I was a really like keener kid, I could have probably learned back then, but I was not. I was too focused on middle school and playing Minecraft, and I had a Minecraft server and stuff like that. So, you know, different priorities at that age, I guess. React Jest Flow. We use Jest. Netflix removes client-side React. Interesting. Yeah, I don't think 20. This is must be an old article because it says 2018. Doesn't really go further. Pretty soon we'll have to scan our face to use it. To use what, the internet? Yeah, probably. I would agree. Maybe not that intense, but I get the sentiment. Okay, so here's our difference between a library and a framework that I wanted to get defined. I'm just gonna move this down here. So almost wish we had like a Venn diagram creator or something, you know? There isn't anything magic about frameworks or library. Both libraries and frameworks are usable code written by someone else. Set of blueprints and a few limited choices for architecture. Okay. So this is why React is like a library then, right? Modular and flexible. And then limited and controlled by framework designer. Which makes sense. Inversion of control. Okay, so with the library, you're in charge of the flow of the application. Okay, so framework in charge of the application flow. Which is like, I guess, project structure among other things, right? Let's look at an example using jQuery, a library, and Vue.js, a framework. Imagine we want to display an error message. Okay, yeah, sure. We tell our program where we want to call it. So much for going to a physical library and pulling off certain books off the shelf. Is it inversion of flow or inversion of control? Yeah, inversion of control. Okay. Or sorry, I guess this would be inversion of control here. I guess inversion of control would be when the framework is in charge, right? As opposed to you, which is the natural, I guess, way that things would be. The view constructor is an object with certain properties. It tells us what it needs. Yeah, okay. You often hear, okay. Frameworks, more opinionated. Yeah, so I guess this makes React more of a library, right? Summary, okay, yeah. Framework inverts the control of the program. Degree of freedom of the library framework gives the developer. Yeah, okay, I got you. Nice. React is hence more of a library. Cool. It's actually good to know. Main advantages of using React. Reusable components. Let's see. React advantages. All right. We'll go through that after the break. Because, you know, feeling the 5-hour drive already. So, got to pace myself today. But yeah. Yeah, let me see. Let me try putting that biome over here. Yeah, it's still not loading. I wonder if it's a Chrome issue. Like, I bet you, like, I wonder if I open up Safari, if that'll work. We'll find out. Biome, js.dev. Oh no, it's still not loading in Safari either. Interesting. But it's not like region locked or anything because my phone loads it. And my phone's also on my Wi-Fi. I don't think it would be private browsing. I'm not on private browsing. Like this is just a regular window. I mean, I could try it on private browsing. I don't know if that would actually like do anything. Biome, js.dev. Yeah, I don't know. It's very strange. And it's only my MacBook, yeah, because like, as I say, my phone works. I should check it with my. The only other computer I can use to check it is my gaming PC. But that is, I'll do that probably after stream or something. We'll see. So it is weird. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, no, works on the phone. Their website looks kind of AI a little bit, but that's okay. Maybe it's not AI. Maybe it's just like the, you know, the way that most websites these days are formatted. I don't know. Yeah. I guess I could try. I also have Firefox on here. I could try just, you know, eliminate all possibilities here. Yeah, same thing in Firefox. That's so weird. Oh, is it because it's defaulting to... Hold on. So it was an HTTP with it. It was just HTTP. So let me see. Biome... JS... No, yeah, it's still not loading. That's so weird. Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know. Well, I tried all three of the browsers that I have installed on my Mac, so I don't know. Guess we're out of we're out of options, but that's okay. It is what it is. Maybe my computer needs like a good old, reset or something. I don't know. I probably haven't. It's probably not the reason, but sometimes shit magically works, right? Still, the golden rule in IT is turn it off and turn it back on. Works like, honestly, probably 75% of the time. Like whether there's like a driver issue with a webcam or mouse or somebody's Teams isn't loading, like whatever it might be, like just turn it off, turn it back on. Still, to this day, in 2026, we're still telling people to do that. It is what it is, though, I guess. Anyway. So, let's get into these advantages. All right. So let's see, reusable components. This is like the main thing that I remember hearing about when I learned about React at like a cursory view or glance. Small self-contained units of code for UI components. Is it just UI? I guess it would be. Improved maintainability, faster development. Cool. Efficient rendering with virtual DOM. Okay, I'm not exactly sure what a virtual DOM is. Let's see. Instead of updating the real DOM, React first updates the virtual DOM and compares it to the previous one. Updates virtual DOM first, compares to real, and updates only what is needed instead of the entire DOM, I guess. You found a couple of GitHub issues where Canadians are having the same issue with Biome. Dang, interesting. But it's weird how it works on mobile, though. So it's not like region locked. I don't know, man. I don't know. Is Biome open source? Cannot load Canada. Let's see. Yeah, cannot access the Biome dev website from Vancouver, Canada. This was February 14. Interesting. Yeah, I see this here. I think it's a certification issue. Once was able to see it while on VPN. Or one was able to see it while on VPN. Oh, I see. Okay. Huh. Well, I do not pay for a VPN. I don't know if that would actually work though. Like if I had a VPN and I changed my network to appear as if I'm coming from the States or somewhere else, like Europe or something. I don't know, would that fix the issue? I don't know. Faster updates, improved performance, SEO friendly. Interesting. Server side rendering and allows React to generate search engine friendly content. Better search rankings and faster page loads. Fast rendering, that's kind of already this one, I guess. I have one. You'll switch to Canada, see if you get the same. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I don't pay for a VPN because I don't see the need to. I don't know. Maybe I'm naive, but I don't do that. See, fast rendering with what's the reconciliation algorithm? Oh, compares VDOM to real DOM for optimal updating. I think that's what that would be, right? Batching updates. Batches multiple state updates together to reduce re-renders. React Fiber. Re-implementation. Of the React core algorithm that improves. Okay, interesting. Improves performance. Okay. React.memo, higher order component called. Okay, I'm just going to leave that out because I don't really know what that is. Cross-platform development. It actually loaded faster. Oh, that's great. Fantastic. I mean, the GitHub issue that I saw was someone in Vancouver, and I'm not based in Vancouver, so it must be countrywide still. But I wonder if it's hitting specific IPs within Canada. I don't know. I have no idea. Redux for state management. Centralized state and predictable state updates. Changes only happen. Okay. And then JSX. Switch to Vancouver specifically too. They need to fix it though. I'll look up context for state management as well. React context? Okay, sure. React context. Passing data deeply with context. Okay, I'm gonna go back to here. Let's see. Context. I'll say React context. Let's see. What does this have to say? Provides a way to pass data through the component tree without having to pass props down manually at each level. So what exactly is a prop then? So there's like a tree of components. So I'm assuming you can have like, and I haven't learned this yet, but I'm assuming there's like, you can have like parent and children relationships between components, probably, if there's a tree. And a prop would be what? Like a individual, like what's the difference between a prop and a component? Oh, I see. Let's see. Components let you split the UI into independent reusable. Components are like JavaScript functions. They are accept arbitrary inputs called props. Oh, okay. I see. So, okay. So this would be the okay. So it's just the properties. I see, but why are they called properties and not arguments? I don't know. That's maybe because they're maybe because the components like treated kind of like an object. I don't know. Okay, React.dev, new website, whatever. Interesting. Okay. Provides a way to pass data through component tree. So the data are the props. I see. Okay. I'll leave it at that for now and kind of have that noted so that I know what context is when I reach it. Flexibility and performance optimization. Let's see. Flexibility with its components-based architecture and supports different rendering methods. Support different rendering methods. Flexible integration with other tools, frameworks. Strong community support, vast resources, and active community. Okay, that's fair. All right. That's understandable because, you know, look up web development. One of the first things you see is React, so makes sense. Cool. All right. Let's, I think that's good. So here's the advantages. What are the benefits? And then what is the purpose? Makes code easy to maintain and better state management structure, all this stuff. This isn't a test, but I wrote a lot of that down, so we have it for future reference. Okay, here we go. Setting up a React environment. Only took us half an hour to get here. A little over half an hour. Okay. Let's see. You know what React is, and you might even have an idea of where to use it. This lesson is going to cover starting a new React project on your machine. Let's see. So there are multiple ways to start using React. From attaching a set of scripts, serve React from a CDN to robust tool chains and frameworks. Create React app deprecated. Okay. Interesting. I feel like this is like how a lot of like older YouTube tutorials use this, right? If I remember correctly. React is complex beasts. Okay. Package management, module bundling, compilation, React. Okay, wow. Interesting. Create React app was the official way to scaffold new React projects. Fortunately, owing to many reasons, it was deprecated. Yes. Okay, so we're gonna use Vite. Cool. So let's get our terminal open. All right. So let's do all right. Fortunately, it also creates a React ecosystem. We'll use Vite CLI to quickly create a template React project. Requires minimal configuration and provides extremely useful. Okay, so here we go. So let's update node. Is it node v? Okay, so I don't know how to. Does it update manually or automatically? I don't know. Update node. Is it just npm inode? Oh, nvm install. Okay. Upgrade node with. Can I use npm to do it or nvm? Node install npm install g. Okay, let's try that. Yeah, 25.90. Okay, so it has been updated since. Okay, cool. Cool. Have I heard of pnpm? No, I have not. So now our node version is 25.9, so that's better. So we're updated now. And then does npm update too? Or is that what pnpm is for? So I'll make sure all my shit's updated before I npm update. Okay. Let's try that out. Okay, so npm version 11.12. Okay, cool. I guess it was already up to date. So I'll work with that. I'll work with that. See what pnpm is. Disk space manager. Is it just another package manager? Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Okay. So like, yeah, because like, isn't it when you, clone a project or something, you have to reinstall the packages, right? Or whatever it is, like you have to do npm I, right? So you have to, like, if you're working on like a open source or something like that. Yeah, okay, I see. That makes sense. Got you. Does it work the same way as npm? I guess it would, eh? And then you just use pnpm. Mostly there's some differences. Okay. I'll leave it for now, just for learning, but that's good to know. I'll definitely, like, if I build serious stuff, I'll definitely keep that in mind. Okay. So let's do this. I don't think I have. Okay, so let's just do this. This command. Sounds good. All right, so let's do this. npm create vite at latest my first React app. Template React. Okay. Install with npm, yes. Okay. Nice. So let's go to this this link. There we go. Very cool. Create your first react. You can exit out of the dev server and cd into your project directory. Okay. If you created a GitHub repo and already cloned it, you can cd into the current repo and then do it. Oh yeah, I could have done that. So link your local project directory to GitHub repo. Create a new empty repo on GitHub, then follow the instructions in your repos page. Connect to your local project directory. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Sure. Let's do that. Let's create a new repo. Let's call it my first React app. Or I'll just say Odin first React app. See. Push an existing repository. Oh yeah, I need to make this a Git repository though. So let's do that. Git init and git add readme.md. Oh. Touch readme.md. And then git add. Should probably did this first, but that's fine. Commit. Okay, good. And we do. What's the M? What does this do? What's this flag? Git. Oh, it just merges. I see. Okay. Or does it? No, it doesn't say. Okay, that's fine. I think it's probably merged. That makes sense. Git remote add origin. Okay, let's do this. Cool. So then this should be fine. Okay, cool. Nice. Alternatively, if you create a GitHub repo, upload it. Okay. Okay, so let's now open this in code. Open. React, my first React. Oh. I created the repo in the, oh my god. I created the repo in the goddamn, shit. I created the repo in the wrong folder. Dang it. That's not good. Okay, let's redo this. Shit. Maybe I just delete this. Just delete this on the other screen here. Restart here. Delete repository. Oh, whoops. There we go. Confirm access, verify. Okay. Bear with me. Shit, I'm not logged into that email. here. There we go. Okay. Let's just do this. Let's just do this over here. Okay. My term. Okay. Oh, RM. RF. Yes. I want to delete those files. Okay, good. They're gone. And then I will git clone. This is the way I should have done it. Okay, empty repository, that's fine. And then cd Odin first React app, and then we can set it up. And here, npm create. Okay, there we go. Now we're good. Okay. Just open it up in code. There we go. I'm also gonna increase the size of the stuff. Okay, there's our stuff. There's our React project. Finally. Okay. It took 50 minutes to get there, but we got there. So I'm also running off of like 4 hours of sleep and a long drive, so you know, it is what it is. So yeah. I guess Vite is Vite front-end build tool. Okay, so but it's not the same thing as like Webpack, right? Because that's a bundler. I feel like it's got to be different, right? Yeah, Vite versus Webpack. Is Vite a bundler? Maybe it's more than a bundler. Maybe it includes a bundler, but it's more than that. So it's a builder. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this is going a little over my head, but I don't know, I think it's good to know. Yeah, like let's see here. Where was it? Yeah, Webpack and Vite, okay. Yeah, Vite works differently from other bundlers like Webpack. Instead of bundling everything up front, it leverages ES modules, letting skip long rebuild times during development. Okay, I see. So it only updates the modules that have changed then. maybe, or something like that. Oh, okay, and then it uses this as a bundler, so it's like more than that. Interesting. Good to know. Good to know. Dang, this is a lot. A lot of stuff. But did I go in this far? Yeah, maybe. Might zoom it out one less. Maybe make the font size in here a little bigger. There we go. So yeah. All right, let's get into this here. All right. So let's see. The public folder is where all the static assets related to your app will go. Okay, that's fair. Images, icons. Inside the source folder is where you're going to find the code. Main.jsx file here serves as the entry point. Okay, I see. So then it has app as like a module, kind of. And then this is like the index.ts or whatever. But the problem is this is using JavaScript, no? I think so. I have a sneaky feeling this is using JavaScript. Although with this, okay, so this is the assets. So what's the difference between the assets and the public? Static assets related to your app, okay. Well, there's quite a lot. Okay, import strict mode and create root. We import the app component. Yeah, so this is like using modules. That makes sense. CSS. Is the CSS just vanilla? I guess so. And there's no HTML. Okay. I mean, there is, but. We got the linter. Oh, yeah, because this would go, the biome would go in the place of lint, right? Is biome not an ESLint replacement? I think it is. So I have to figure out how to use TypeScript here instead of JavaScript. So I'll go through this as this like base project, but then I'll make the next project TypeScript. We invoke the render method. Create root document.render, which is attached to our root object with some very interesting looking syntax. Projects will undoubtedly become larger and larger. Chrome extension called React Developer Tools. Sure. Sounds good. Okay. Review the material by reading through Veet's Getting Started page. Check out this guide for React Developer Tools. See if you can get a display hello world message instead. Okay, so like if we did that, we just we get rid of all this shit. And then we would just do this, right? I think that would just work, right? And then this would, we don't need this, I don't think. I think this would just work. And then how do I actually push it out? Oh, it'd be Veet. So just Veet. Oh, shit. NPM Veet? Oh, NPM dev, sorry. NPM run dev. That's it. There it is. Okay. Hey. We got a hello world there. Nice. And then obviously the styling is going to be applied, right? Yo, how's it going, Atulia? Just starting to learn React today. So that's pretty exciting. Although don't expect anything amazing. This is just like basic stuff. Okay, so obviously all these imports aren't needed, right? So we'll get rid of that. Damn, that good. Yeah, I agree. Veet's Getting Started page. It's a build tool that aims to provide a faster and learner development. Or, sorry, leaner, not learner. Faster and leaner development experience. Okay. Veet is opinionated and comes with sensible defaults out of the box. Okay. Right, because all of these, and again, it's opinionated. Why? Because it probably configures all of this, like the package JSON and all that stuff for you. So if you're using Veet, then can you not, can you use other, like instead of ESLint? Because like, does it force you to use ESLint? Like, I don't know. I guess we'll figure that out. Vanilla TypeScript. React TypeScript, here we go. So if I wanted to make a React TypeScript product, oh, this is interesting. This is just like working. Oh. Okay. This is like an online. Interesting. npm create v at latest. npx v. Bro, my friend installed virus on my laptop. He's saying he removed it, but should I trust him or reset my laptop? I would say, I would not trust your friend in that case. I would reset it, man. You know, I don't mess around with viruses. Index HTML and project root. Index HTML is front and central instead of being tucked away. Yeah, index is the entry point. That makes sense. URLs inside are automatically rebased as soon as you. Okay, I see. Okay, so root directory. Would this be the root directory just here? I guess so. Create root. So the root would be here. Okay, so that's the root. No worries, Atilia. Yeah, I wouldn't. You know, at work and stuff, like anytime that, you know, if we have an employee that gets phished or something, and you know, or there's a colleague that says, hey, you know, there's this really good program or whatever it is that I want installed. We never, you know, we don't trust that stuff unless we do like a thorough security audit and review. But that's like IT stuff. That's not like, but no. Especially if you know your friend maybe not doesn't have the best intentions. So I would assume as well that you aren't supposed to touch index.html or anything like that. Okay, cool. So there we go. Guide for React Dev Tools. You know what? I'm going to save this in here so we don't get bogged down. I probably don't need to read all this stuff yet, but I'll read it as I'm getting started with developing stuff. Okay, so there's our app. Cool. All right. Pre-made tool chains. Yeah, so the tool chaining just makes getting a project up and running easier. Okay. Cool. All right. React components. Here we go. I think I'm actually gonna. Now that I realize I made the project with I made the project with JavaScript and not TypeScript, but that was my fault. Oops, that is not what I wanted to do. I just click shit randomly. Okay. Okay. So let's do, let's make a new GitHub directory, Odin React components. Okay, now let's make this a frickin' let's make this a TypeScript. Oh, I was here somewhere, right? React TypeScript. There we go. It's just a different template. Okay. Latest React Odin React components. Oh, this is going to be inside of this folder, isn't it? Oh no, I can just do this. Right? There we go. Nice. Now we're in TypeScript. Okay. Good to know. Okay, so we have our defaults here, but what do you usually do with this? Do you just like delete the default CSS? Because I would imagine you like, I don't know. Yeah, you just delete it? Okay. So just like, see you later. Import app.css. Okay. And I don't want any of this. I just want like blank. Right? None of this. And then we do get rid of this guy as well. Although maybe we want to like, well, yeah. Let's just keep the index.css, but just delete everything inside of it. Okay. And then we'll do git add. Okay. There we go. So now, okay, so this should have rebuilt, right? Yes, perfect. Nice. All right. We're cooking now. Oh yeah, I have to push to get. Right. Yeah, that should populate. Nice. The beauty of React is that it allows you to break UI down into independent, reusable chunks, which we'll refer to as components. So app represents the main application, will be the parent of all other components. Navbar will be the navigation bar. Main article will be the component that renders your main content and newsletter form. Form that lets users sign up. Okay, so let's do this. So to get the feel working with components, we're going to practice creating functional components. Okay, so let's do greeting, and I guess components have by convention capital letter, right? So can we put the component within? Is it usually in its own? Oh, React components must be capitalized. Okay. Is it usually in its own folder? Let's see. Like, let's try that out. Let's just do a new folder. Components. Oh my god. Components. We'll do greeting.tsx. Okay. Okay. Function greeting. Return. H1. Oops. Let's just do this quote here. And then export default greeting. Okay. Okay, there's our greeting. Whoops. And then we need to import it into here. Import greeting from here. Okay. And then you include it as like a tag almost, right? Oh, are there no semicolons in TSX? Is that not a thing? Maybe not. Oh, here there are though. Remember, greeting should be capitalized. It's a thing? Like no, you mean no semicolons or yes semicolons? Let's see. Okay. Okay. Yes semicolons. Okay. What the heck? How do I? Why are they not like by default included here? It's kind of funky. Yes, lint. Well, this is the config. Oh, define config. Yes, lint dash config. No, that wouldn't be in here. I'm not gonna go looking for it in there. Is this like outdated? I don't know. Oh, here we go. Okay. Linting, no one use locals. I want to know what the rule is. ESLint semicolon TypeScript. It's probably what I should have looked up before. Semi could also be your default format or not recognizing what the TSX file is. Maybe. Although it like has the little icon next to it, so it obviously recognizes it as something, right? But I don't know. Maybe that's maybe that's not. That doesn't mean anything. But theoretically, though, this should work, right? Yes. Okay, good. There's our guy. It says TypeScript.jsx at the bottom. Yeah, right here. Yeah, see auto detect. Yeah, see, this I would assume is all of the languages it understands, right? Like you've got CSS, Docker, right? So interesting. Yeah, I don't know. This rule was deprecated in ESLint. Please use the corresponding rule. Semi, okay. Says TypeScript, hey man, how did Battleship go? It went pretty well, I think, Innovation. I did finish it, and it is live. You can go to it. It's BenStack dev.github.io / Odin Battleship. Whoops. Why does it fucking default to Gemini? I don't like that. I still don't understand why it does that. There we go. Yeah, so it's live. You can play it. You drag the ships around, and it worked, I think. So, I don't know. Took a while, but yeah, you can. It's called GitHub Pages. You can't host like big stuff, but if it's like a static, if it's a static page or like something that doesn't really require like a database connection or a backend, you can host it. Yeah, like static content, like Web 2.0 kind of deal. Or maybe it's Web 1.0, I guess. I guess it'd be Web 1.0. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what this is. JavaScript doesn't require semicolons. Features noted as automatic semicolon insertion is considered one of the most controversial features of JavaScript. One of the first. Okay. Effectively, semicolon is inserted after the return statement. I just want to know what the rule is, though. Like, give me an example of using the rule. Maybe it would be like... would it be semi and then true or something? I don't know. I don't know. How to enforce semicolon rule? Oh, it's semi. Okay. So rules. Is this rules? Where's rules? This is the compiler options, but where are rules located? Semi is true. RC. In your ESLint? Oh, it'll be over here. Okay. So would I have it as like a... as another, like I could do rules, and then like this, and then I could do semi true or something. Yeah, like this kind of deal. Now, I don't know if everything's gonna create shit. See, but I don't know if the... Okay, but then they're not being added now, so I don't know what's going on there. Or they're not... I'm not getting errors because they're not in, so... I'm not 100%. Maybe I have to reset the page or something. I don't know. Like, I don't know if I have to redeploy or something. But I wouldn't think so. But, I don't know. So, okay. Use the same project, play around with it. Try to playing something like your favorite food. Interesting. Last thing I would check is the formatter settings for the TypeScript files. How would I access that? Would it be like, is it on the file itself, or would it be like tsconfig? Command comma. Oh, okay. Yeah. So something like this. Oh, preferences. No. Search formatter. Okay. Let's see. Oh, format enable. Insert space after comma delimiter. Insert space after constructor. Okay, so it would be in here somewhere. Semicolon. Oh, here we go. Defines handling of optional semicolons. We'll do insert. Okay, I don't want to back them up, but okay, no, just get out of here. I don't want this. Just get out of here. How do I close you? There we go. Okay, so now, but they're still not being inserted. Maybe escape. Oh, yeah, true. It's brain dead. Don't worry. Sorry. It's just don't mind me. Don't mind me. Okay, so all right. So I turned that on. But I don't know what Command Shift P format document. Is that a thing? Okay. Oh, but let's see. Yeah, okay. So let's try this one. There it is. Nice. GG. Okay, we got it. We got it. Nice. Again, I hopefully tonight I get a good sleep and then my brain is not dead. Tomorrow. What am I working on? Get me up to speed. I'm just, for the first time, innovation learning React. So I just set up a basic React TypeScript project, and I'm just I was just playing around with it. We can turn the formatter to run on save as well. Okay, sure. Formatter run on save. Format on save. Yeah, here we go. Okay, cool. Cool. All right. There we go. So we've got our, text. Play around with it. Try displaying something like my favorite food. Okay. So I guess we'll do another function. Now I wonder, let's do like some nested stuff here. So like if I did another component called, oh my god, this is not going to work. Farewell.tsx. Whoops. Function farewell. And then we do like, and then we do return h1, see you later. And then I export. We do a named export. So I can just do export farewell. Okay. And then what if I put this guy in here, right? So I can import, actually no, and then we can do, so we have greeting and farewell, okay. And then we'll have another component called, I don't know, interaction or conversation. Whoops, I didn't name it .tsx. And then so in conversation, we can do a, let's do function conversation. And then we do return, and then greeting. And so can I just do it like this? And then I do farewell, right? Is this a thing I can do? JSX expressions must have one parent element. Oh, I see. Okay. So it needs to be like this. Why is that true? I was just trying to figure out importing components into other components, right? So now we can put this conversation inside of app, right? Or no, sorry, main. Right? So now, get rid of these. Okay, so that actually worked how I thought it would. Nice. Okay, so that's pretty easy, actually. That's not that difficult. That, like, having done the importing and exporting with default TypeScript really helped me figure this out. So it's basically just like modules, right? So I use the greeting and the farewell within this conversation component, which I then imported into main, right? So that seemed to work. And then you can obviously like build a tree, right? Now, I wonder if there's a way to view the React tree, right? So when if you're working on a React project, okay, I wonder if there's a way you can view the components in the component tree somehow. Yeah, components hierarchy. Aha, see? I knew there'd have to be something like that. Let me bring this over to the side. Components. Yes, exactly. Perfect. Okay. Amazing. 10 out of 10. Okay, that's exactly what I thought would happen. Cool. All right, so I'll leave it at that for now. Okay, so we already did this stuff, right? We already did some exporting and importing. Let's see. What is JSX? Okay, likely somewhat familiar. Let's see. Git add. Cool. All right, so that's our components. So that makes sense. So now I kind of understand this, I think. And then you could probably separate the components within their own subfolders. Like I could have a subfolder for homepage components, and I could have a subfolder for projects, right? And then like stuff like that. And then you kind of build up that tree. That kind of makes sense. That is much easier than the bullshit we were doing before with all the event listeners and whatnot. JSX, yeah, okay. So it's syntactic sugar for create element function. Yeah, that makes sense. So you don't have to do document.create element all the time, which is a pain in the ass. Function creates a React element, which is plain objects. JSX compiles down to plain JavaScript objects. Okay. So you know what? Let's get our notes open and take some notes. JSX. Oh, and you know what? The other thing, I need to add a hashtag. JSX is just syntactic sugar for the... Wait, but the React create element function. But I would imagine it does the similar thing to create element in JavaScript, right? Although it probably creates the element as a... Okay. So instead of having to write it like this, you can just write the HTML instead. So I'll just put this like this. Instead of this, right? Is TypeScript a thing in this? Maybe, I don't know. It is. Okay, cool. Okay, this is disgusting. JSX allows you to do this. So it would be just function greeting, and then what, name? And then how would you actually include that in here? Yeah, like, whoa. Drop my gum. That was disgusting. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. So you put the name in like this. And then... What's the I for? Is that just italics? I guess it is. Just do... This is a good thing to learn, but I promise you'll never use it. Really? Oh, the create element thing? Yeah, so I would just instead do this, right? Oops, can I do TSX here, I wonder? Yes, I can. Okay. Hello. Name. Something like this, right? Oh, this would need to be returned. Sorry. My bad. Forgot to return it. My bad. Oops. There we go. That's it. And then there we go. Might come in handy for factories, but the use case is so small. Oh yeah, that's fair. I think it's good to know that that's where it like comes from, though, right? Like that it's shorthand for that. Like I think knowing that is just good to like logically, like for logically like conceptualizing it, right? So just gives you a better understanding. Okay, so that's good. So why do we use JSX? Why use JSX? Rendering, logic, and markup are very coupled. So React lets us have both. Is it raining? Yeah, it's just ambient noise spools. It's just video. As a factor, you can place the tag name as a prop and conditionally render it from parent. Oh, I see. Okay. Interesting. Could you not just use... Why would you need create element for that, though? Could you not just, like... I don't know. Can you not just have it like this? I don't know. Or does doing it the way you mentioned give you more control over, like, individual properties and stuff? Like, because you could theoretically could just, like, add properties here, like, data attributes or whatever, like data... whatever it is, data properties. I'm from Canada. Here, you can read my FAQs here. Learn a little bit about it. I have a long journey. Well, that's fine with me. I don't mind if it takes me a while. I've already been in 56 days, so I'm not worried about it. You can do it without create element, but it might be workout. I see. Because here you could like theoretically like without create or with create element you could like have more fine-tuned control of the element properties, right? That makes sense, I think. Okay. So let's see, both rendering, logic, and content in this place. More intuitive to work. More intuitive way to work with UI and code. Bro, what do you think? Which tech-related stuff has more jobs and pay rate in Canada and USA remotely? I don't know. I work in IT and I make a living that allows me to survive. So I would say IT is just fine. But I want to also maybe eventually pivot into software development, but primarily just due to preference. Backseat coding, basically like telling me what I should and shouldn't do. Like if I'm making something, like let's say I'm developing a feature and you're like, no, you should do it this way for this reason. If I don't ask for help or advice, I appreciate you. Um, Alham, I appreciate you, Alham. Um, if I don't ask for specific ways of doing things, like I get help from my community, like Jay and stuff. But if I don't ask for help and it's unsolicited advice, I don't want it in the chat, I guess. But if I want it and I kind of ask and I accept the advice, then that's all good. Because sometimes I will ask for help or advice, and I'm totally happy when that's the case. But if you're just coming in here and be like, no, bro, you're doing it all wrong. Like, you should do it my way instead. No, like that's what I mean by backseat coding. I hope that kind of clears it up. But no, if it's in good taste, like, hey, I just have this suggestion, maybe you could do this way instead of this way, and you're kind of polite, then I'll read it and take it into consideration for sure. So yeah. Okay, so let's see. If you were to take some valid HTML and copy it straight into your React component, it would not work. So you need to have, okay. Let's see, JSX rules. If you want to return multiple elements from a single component, you have to wrap them in a parent container. Like, cool. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess I didn't really think about it like that. Yeah, exactly, Jay. I appreciate the clarification. But yeah, no, like again, like if you're coming in here, guns a blazing, and you're like, no, like trying to kind of screw with my mojo, then I won't appreciate that. But no, I can even through chat, like I can tell if you're a good, genuine person or not. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Abdul. Yeah. It's more like the difference between like if you're in a car and you're driving and someone's telling you exactly what to do at every single turn versus like the occasional tip like, hey, if you take this exit, this will save you 20 minutes or something, right? Like that's helpful. Instead of somebody in your ear backseat driving like, oh, you should change lanes right now because this lane's too busy. But like it's like that's like too granular. But if it's like, hey, if you take this detour, it'll save you this amount of time instead of having to go through this corridor or whatever it is, right? I don't know. That's why it's called that. Exactly. Sorry to use the driving analogy, but it's kind of where that comes from. Okay. HTML, many tags are self-closing and self-wrapping. Yes. Have to explicitly close self-wrapping tags. So instead there we go. Set camel case most things. Okay. Use camel case for most things. Okay, we can follow along with this example. Okay. So let's do this. Let's do this locally. Okay, so let's get another guy in here. We'll do. What do I call it? Maybe like HTML. No. What should I call this? Test component. Oh wait, .tsx of course. Rename .tsx. So we'll do function. Could I just do it like this? Const test component equals turn. I think I could just do arrow syntax. Export test component. Whoops. Nice. Okay, so yeah, obviously this is going to give us errors, sure. Oh yeah, but this needs to be in a parent. Right, so that's the first problem, is we need to wrap this inside of a parent. Oh, I can move this guy up here. Back up here. Okay. I meant wrap with abbreviation. So I can just do this, right? Might be a better shortcut for that. Okay, so we wrap that in our parent. Right, okay, so we put it in a div. Okay, good. We haven't closed the issue tag, so we have to, or input tag, so we do that like this. Okay, and then that should be good, right? Oh, and then renaming the properties. Stroke width. All right, so then we can put this back in our main, maybe, or even our conversation. And then we'll do tests component. Oh, we didn't export it, did we? Yeah, we did. Import test components. Okay, now that should be good. There we go. There's our little dot thing, and there's our input. Cool. Makes sense. Is there like, is it convention to just do the parent of like a multi-element component with just like a blank tag like this? Or do you usually use div here? Or does this make a div by default, I wonder? Like, if I go into the root here, does this make a div? Oh, no, it doesn't. Okay. It just puts it next door here. So this isn't, like, wrapped in a div when it actually gets converted into, like, HTML to run in the browser. Because I thought maybe each component would be in its own div or something. Oh, that's a fragment. It tells the compiler that's like a partial. So if I did this, so if I did div like this, then would this actually put this in a div, I wonder? Yes. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. See, so now our and then we could give it a class name. Tests component, right? Or wait, would it be class name? Ah, okay. So it's not like HTML. You need to have it. Interesting. Okay. Cool. Components have to be encapsulated by one parent element, an element or a fragment. I see. Okay. Okay, cool. That's good to know. Let's just look it up here so I can get React fragments. Okay. I'll actually probably put that in the JSX notes because I feel like it's relevant to the JSX. Maybe. React fragment. And then I'll do that after the break. Get that in there. Okay, so that makes sense. So it essentially acts as a parent, but then when the HTML gets rendered in the browser or compiled or what have you, it doesn't actually put that component in its own parent div. But it's just useful so that React knows it's cohesive. I guess. That would be my guess. Yeah. Lets you group elements without a wrapper node. Yeah, sure. And the wrapper node being the parent div or whatever, right? That makes sense. Okay. Sounded right at the end. You had to refill your wine. Oh, nice. I hope it's a nice wine. I don't drink wine, but if I had to, I'd probably drink red. I don't know. I'm not a big drinker at all, really, to be honest with you. But no, it's you know. Okay, let's see here. Spend some time reading the React documentation, writing markup and JavaScript. Oh, nice. I'm assuming Pinot Grigio is like a white. I've heard white gives people worse hangovers though, because it's so sweet and like, I don't know. Apparently it's very like it makes you wine drunk fast. I don't know. Cheap stuff right from a box. Yeah, fair. You can get dry whites. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, I've had like a hangover I think once ever in my life because I'm not like, I don't know, and there's nothing wrong with it. Obviously, I just never really like got into drinking very much. Like I just wasn't. I don't know. I just didn't really like it, I guess. So I've only had like one hangover ever, and they're not fun. But no, it wasn't really like, I don't know. I just wasn't interested. Kind of went along with like, it's probably the same in the States, but like, you know, like college/university, there's a very big party culture around drinking and stuff like that. And I wasn't my scene. So I appreciate that, Jay. Yeah, no, there's no judgment at all. Like like a lot of my good friends are like drink on occasion and all that. It's just, I don't know. Just wasn't, I don't know. I didn't really fit into that like party scene, I guess. At least where I like am from, drinking was very associated with partying. Like you never did it unless you were partying, and I just never partied, so I never really saw a reason. really never really saw a reason to do it. Okay, yeah, sounds good. That sounds good. I don't want to accidentally be offensive or anything, so you know, because I know it can be obviously touchy for some people, especially like if they, you know, have suffered with, you know, addictions or something like that. So yeah. But anyway, okay, let's see. Yeah, so we got some more documentation to go through, and then what else do we have? Okay, so we have passing data. Okay, so then we have probably another stream's worth of content, and then a project, which is very cool. suppose you can't. Yeah, GitHub pages. You can't do. Can't do React on GitHub pages. That wouldn't make sense, I guess. Cool. All right. Sorry, I'm just peeking ahead. I'm just curious what there was. Okay. So we're gonna do one more segment, I think. Just probably documentation, and then I'm gonna end it off for tonight because you know, pretty tired. It's been a long day, but then I'll be back tomorrow, and I'll be streaming straight through the week until Thursday, and then I'll be taking Friday off, and I'll be back Saturday. So cool. All right. Yeah, I need to rest. Yeah, I could do 25 more minutes though. It's no problem. JavaScript. Okay, we were gonna do fragments, right? Yeah. So let's see. Fragments called a fragment are used to group elements together in a component without any effect on the DOM when the HTML is rendered, i.e. the content in the component is not placed in a parent container. Good. I think that's probably all I need to learn about fragments for now, I would think. I can say fragment is short for in most cases. Okay, so I don't know about keys yet. We haven't learned about keys, although that is coming here, keys. So we're getting there. Okay, so that's that. Nice. Oh, interesting. You can have like variables also be JSX. That's kind of neat. Okay. JavaScript and JSX with curly braces. Sometimes you will want to add a little JavaScript logic or reference a dynamic property inside the markup. In this situation, you can use curly braces to open up a window. Kind of confused what this is trying to say here. When you want to pass a string, because it's like it's talking about using JavaScript, but it's talking about then passing strings. I'm just confused why it's starting at that point. Strings with oh, I see. So you can put JavaScript inside of okay, I got you. Like inside of the JSX, like the I see. Okay, so that's what that is. bold these. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Notice the difference between class name, avatar, source, avatar. Okay. Yes. Window into the JavaScript world. JSX is a special way of writing JavaScript. The example below declares the name for the scientist and then embeds it. I see. Oh wait, this needs to be... Why is this like indenting fucked up? Oh well, okay. That's fine. Oops. There we go. Any JavaScript expression will work between curly braces. Not just variable references. Okay. Yeah. Format date. That's pretty cool. This is one of the fun parts. Yeah, this is neat because then you can have like an entire function and then pass it in like this. That's pretty. See, you know how much easier that is than like the vanilla method of like, you know, because then you have to have a function that modifies the DOM that then changes the text content within the span, which you also have to target with another variable. Like it's just like it's so much nicer to do it this way, right? Like this is crazy. 14 lines of code. Like if I were to write this in vanilla, it would be easily like 5 times that. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, like this is much nicer. Oh man. Yeah, because if I were to do that in TypeScript, yeah, just default TypeScript. Because this function would stay the same, but then I would have to, for the actual DOM manipulation, it would be a hassle. Like if you went to our Battleship app, right? Like all the DOM manipulation that I was doing. What the fuck? What is this anyway? I don't even know what I put in here. What the hell? Maybe I accidentally dragged something in there. Okay, I don't want that in my whatever this is, vault. Where to use curly braces? Okay. As can be used as. As attributes. In addition to strings, numbers, and other JavaScript expressions, you can even pass in objects. Objects are denoted with curly braces. Therefore, to pass a JSS object, you need to wrap the object in another pair of curly braces. Passing objects which makes sense. That just is like how the thing would work, right? Because if the outer curly braces define this is JavaScript or TypeScript, you know, I'm using them synonymously, at least in this case, then the object inside of JavaScript is also defined with curly braces, so having double makes sense. Defining objects in JSS, I should actually say. Defining can be done with double curly braces, right? Name BenStack, right? Something like this. And then I'll do age 25. Cool. Nice. You may see this with inline CSS styles as well. React does not require you to use inline styles. When you use inline style, you can pass. Oh, I see. Can be used or used for CSS inline styles as style. What are they called? Style properties can be defined within an object, within a JS object, right? You can move several expressions into one object and reference them in JSX. Oh, I see. Okay, so you can just use like dot. Using dot. What are they called? Are they called dot accessors? Like, what are they? What's the name for this specifically? Objects. Let's just say can access object properties in JSX as well. Yes. Try out some challenges. Interesting. I don't know if I'm ready for the challenges at this point, but does it say to do the challenges? I don't think so. Most of them will have small tasks at the end. What you have read. We will not mention them explicitly each time. Be sure to do them. Okay, so it says to do them. Okay. So we can do the challenges. Okay. Can I do them like directly in the browser? Maybe not. This crashes with an error saying objects are not valid as React child. Can you find the problem? Okay, sure. I think I could probably fix this right here. I'll zoom it in a little. Whoa. Yeah, this is a little better. Person.theme. Okay, so that's fine. Person's to-dos. Oh, it'd be person.name, no? That's it. Consider adding an error boundary to your tree. I think that fixed it though. Cool. Extract the image URL and the person into the person object. Oh, okay, sure. So I can do this. I can just do URL or image URL. And then just like this. And then source is person.image URL. Nice. Avatar, sure. Nice. I almost instinctively save it. Okay, there we go. Cool. Yes, because the class name is avatar. You make a good point. All right, so that's good. So this is like easier than I thought it would be. Next challenge. In the object below, the full image URL is split into 4 parts. Base URL, image ID, image size, and file extension. Oh, I see. Okay, so that's just... we just need to use this, no? Can you not use string comprehension? Maybe not. That might be like a JavaScript only thing. Okay, so base URL. So would you just not like... Because if these are strings, I would have to concatenate them. Do I make any money off YouTube? Nope. I don't plan to. Social fur. Yeah, thanks for the answer, Jared. Or Jay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know even if I would monetize my stuff, because I don't really want ads to play when people are watching the JRed. I did. It's because I was reading the name fast and I just JRed. Yeah, that's kind of a cool name. I don't know. I was just reading it fast. What was I gonna say? String comprehension. Oh yeah. I don't need money from YouTube. That's the other thing. Is like, I want people to come to the streams and not have to worry about ads if they don't have premium. And yeah, so I don't know if I even would monetize, even if I get to monetization. How's it going, Curse? I hope you're doing well. So can I not just do this? Like, this might not work. Unless I have to use like a concat method. I can probably do that. I can probably do like, let's just do string.concat or something. And then person dot base, oh no, base URL. Person dot name. Or is it, no, is it image, wait. Image ID, image size, oh yeah, an extension, okay, sorry. Image, person.image ID. ID. So image size? No, image size, yeah. And then the... Thanks, Jay. Wait, is this not how concat works? Base URL is not defined. It should be. Oh. Like that? No. String.concat is not a function. Ah. I thought that was string concatenation JS. Oh, is it .prototype.concat? Oh, okay, I see. So it's just concat. I don't actually need to do the string. Concat is not defined, of course not. Bro. Oh, I know why. I know why. Because it's this. There we go. I got it. Or you could do that too. Yeah. Base URL.concat. Yeah. That works too. That works too. Yeah. If there's no, if the question isn't in, just to address that, if your question is not in the FAQ, you can ask me directly, Social Fur. Or straight up plus. Yeah, I was trying to do plus, but it wasn't working for some reason. Unless I was just being dumb. But I think I tried that already. Like, I was trying to do this. But I don't think it worked. Oh, it does. Okay. I don't know why it wasn't working before. All right. That's fine. Do you need a degree? I did, yeah. The degree got me my job. So I would say yes. Okay, I think this is, but not necessarily. You don't always need a degree. But let me put it this way. My degree let me skip doing help desk, because I'm working tier 2 IT. So I kind of advanced up the IT ladder a little bit faster than I would have otherwise if I didn't have a degree, or if I just had a college or something. But in Canada, where I live, I think to get even a help desk job, you need college at the very minimum. So like a 2-year college program, but not necessarily a degree. Okay, JavaScript, JSS. All right, so that was our foray into that. Writing markup. Okay. Let's just see how long this is, because I don't know if there's only 3 minutes left, I might just chill. We can start anyway. Okay. Say writing. Actually, I'll put this below. Writing markup with JSX. I could just use headings for this too, like markdown headings, but I don't really care. JavaScript, yeah, okay, we already know that. Web content. Yes, okay, web has been more interactive. Yes, rendering logic and markup live together. Amen. That's amazing. You got any tips on making content? What webcam do I use? I use the built-in webcam on my MacBook. So it's pretty good. Works great. It was free. Well, it wasn't free. I had to buy the MacBook, but webcam came included. Do I have tips on making content? Just do it. I had no effing clue what I was doing when I started, and I still don't, to be honest with you. I'm just kind of, streaming myself, man, and like kind of showing off my learning journey. If you go back into my previous VODs earlier on, like from a couple months ago, you can tell that I was more nervous and kind of closed off. But after doing this for like 10 weeks or so, I think I've gotten more comfortable talking to the camera and to you guys and stuff like that, which has been great. So I don't know. I would say to just do it and keep grinding. Don't obviously push yourself too hard, but consistency is great. Like I do, my current schedule is about 5 nights a week for about 2.5 to 3 hours each night, depending on what I'm feeling. So it doesn't even take much, if you want to get into content stuff. But again, I do this just entirely for fun. I'm not trying to make money. I'm not trying to, maybe a little bit of money would be great, but I also don't want people to have ads. So maybe I'll have like a donation, something or other at some point. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, no, I'm just doing this for fun. Eventually I want to make a career pivot into software development outside of IT, just because the work in IT is a lot more administrative and how should I say, like, I guess bureaucratic than I'd like. It's not as focused on individual work and problem solving and all that. At least not as much as I wanted it to be. But it pays the bills for now, and yeah. So anyway, that's kind of my little blurb about that. Okay, so you know what? I think I'm gonna leave this for the beginning of tomorrow's stream, and then we can finish that off, and then get into the rest of this getting started section, and continue forward. So yeah. Is it expensive in Canada? What do you mean? What's expensive? I'll stay for a couple more minutes and then I'm gonna head out. We can have a little bit of a chat. But yeah, like cost of living. If you're talking about cost of living, it is expensive. I would say. I mean, I am fortunate enough to have had support through school, so I have very low debt, stuff like that, right? That's my personal situation. Family support, stuff like that. But that's not true for everybody. A lot of people go into tens of thousands of dollars, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt when they're in their 20s just to be able to survive, and then they spend the rest of their working life paying off that debt. So it can really suck depending on what career you go into, or if you end up working a low paying job for a while. It can be really difficult. Generally speaking, cost of living is very high. Like buying a house is pretty much reserved for, assuming you're a single person, the top 5% of income earners can buy a house, I would say. And if you're with a partner, I would say you probably have to be in the top 25% to 20% of income earners to afford a house. Unless you're like co-buying it with like 4 people or something like that. But yeah, it's very, very high cost. So yeah, I was born and raised here. So, I mean, I could leave if I wanted to. But yeah, no, I'm staying here for now. Do I post on Instagram or TikTok? I do not. YouTube is the only place I post. I do have a Twitch as well, but I don't use it because my internet isn't good enough to handle dual streaming. It's either my internet or my computer, but I think it's my internet. Because I tried dual streaming a bit like a month ago, and it kept like destroying both of the streams. Yeah, I also have a Discord too. I have a Discord server, social for which has actually, it just hit 100 members. Although if you include myself in the bot, it's actually 98 members. So, if you want to jump in the Discord, exclusive stream updates, web development chat, AI chat, like discussion about AI, I should say. Anything else related to tech or just whatever is in the Discord. It's kind of just a place to hang out. If you're learning or if you're advanced, doesn't matter your skill level. I don't know. I just created it because a while ago, a few people in my community wanted somewhere to hang out. So I was like, sure, start a Discord server. And I think it's been going pretty well. It's not the most active in the world, but, it's there in case you'd like to join. But yeah, I do post my schedule in there every week as well. So if you want to know when I'm going to go live, I post it exclusively to the Discord. So yeah, anyway, that's that. But anyway, with that being said, I had a long day today, and I think I'm going to end stream. So, I'm going to rest up, get ready for tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, with more JSX and React. Thank you for watching. If you want to follow me on my journey, I'd really appreciate a subscribe or maybe even a Discord, joining the Discord or whatever. But you don't have to. It's totally up to you. And I will see you guys tomorrow. So